Welcome back, Rankers. Well, next week, we're doing another webinar. The first one was so popular. In case you missed out, you can come back and look. What we're doing for this one, we had so many questions last time. I got to a lot of them. I couldn't get to all of them. So this next webinar is just about all your SEO questions. And we'll go through some of the tutorials that explain the answers to those questions. Okay, so it's Thursday, 27th of November, 11 a.m. That's Australian Eastern Summer Time. And look, there's a link there now that you can just click on to find out if it's in your time zone. Now, the URL for that is attendee.go-webinar.com/register /33897930517362 How'd I do? Yeah, see, it's easy to remember. It just rolls off the tongue. So, or you could just maybe follow us on Twitter and maybe just get the link off us there, or at Facebook, facebook.com/Melbourne SEO. And you'll get all the details there. Oh, hey, just email us, tech@stuartmedia.com.au. So, that's going to be great. Now, remember last time we had, I think it was about 250 people register, and only about 150 of those actually were able to get on. I think we can do more now, but just be aware that a lot of people couldn't get on last time because it was so popular. I want to follow up on last week's story. It's big, and why the media isn't talking about it is because, well, they don't know, basically. I haven't told them. But here's the thing. There is a massive counterfeiting war. Is that how you say it? Counterfeiting? Counterfeiting? Sounds like someone with their shoes and socks off, doesn't it? No, it's a big war by Chinese counterfeiters against pretty much the world. And Australia has got, so far on my count, and it's going to be a lot more than this, but there's at least over 1 million pages. That's over 1 million pages in just the .com.au space that have been hacked. Now, by these counterfeiters. Now, in case you missed it last week, where were you? You better have a note. Now, in case you missed it last week, this is what is going on. So there was the Urban UGCO, their site had been reappropriated or stolen or ripped off and stuck inside a couple of other sites around the world, and their rankings had disappeared. But when you Googled their brand, this rip-off site comes up. Anyway, it's quite complicated. In one instance, in that particular instance, users were being 302 to another site, and Google was ranking that hacked site above the original owner of the content. All sorts of things. It was a mess. And to the point where I tweeted, Matt Cutts was tweeting stuff out about, what was it? Oh, yeah, Matt Cutts was tweeting stuff out about Microsoft compromised servers. You better patch your server. Because all of these hacks, right, they're all on Microsoft servers. They're all .asp pages. And it's obviously some sort of known hack, some sort of known code injection. I think it was Ashley Gittins that explained it to me on YouTube, so thank you for that, Ashley. But that was just one instance that he found. There's heaps of others. The instance he was looking at, it wasn't 302ing, it was doing something else. But Matt Cutts, I said to Matt Cutts when he tweeted out this thing about, so is this hack that you're talking about, is this related to this cloaking stuff that we're seeing? And Matt Cutts said, no, I suspect that's just normal hacking. Well, thanks, Matt. But, you know, there was this client, well, not a client of ours, but there was this company, and there's obviously more than one out there that this is affecting, whose rankings had disappeared and their traffic had dropped off a cliff overnight because Google had decided to rank above them a hacked site. Now, I know it's not, it's like saying, oh, you know, you forced that person to shoot that person. Well, no. But you didn't do anything about it, or that we could see anyway, or there was no advice from Google. And this is typically Google, how they respond to these things. There's no one to email in this situation, right? There's no one that you can go to at Google and say, someone just hacked our entire site and ripped it off, and you guys are ranking above us. there's no report that you can fill out. I know last week I was talking about Chris Thomas filled out the web spam report, but it really wasn't. It didn't really fall into. It fell into, I guess, the plagiarism side of things. But because the site was being redirected and you couldn't look at it, it didn't really fall into it. So Google in this instance is. It must be a difficult fix for them. That's all I can say. It must. The hacking and the rankings must have been so well thought through that for Google to throw a switch and just it can't. And there's millions of these pages just in Australia. Let me show you. So, ones we've found so far. So if I go UG Australia SEO, we've got, what have we got there? We've got about 7 or 8 spots out of the top 10 above their SEO company. Yay! They're probably not trying to rank for it. But I did a follow-up blog post to the video last week. And because I started digging, I spent way too much time on this. But there's the thing from Matt Cutts. What are the odds? Oh, that's right. Some of the sites that were... well, this one isn't the... in Australia, but it's the Royal Statistical Society. Right? They've got... It's just like... UGG boots. They're selling UGG boots. These are... This is a... I think that's a .org.uk. So, you know, if you do things like just Google Royal Statistical Society and then their and UGG boots or whatever, you'll find them. Yacht Share International, this is the Australian Respiratory Council, has been hacked. No one's doing anything about it, it would seem. Because if I go, oh, here's one, HD Constructions. I'll come back to this one because this one's interesting. So if I Google, let's just say, the Australian Respiratory, I should have said, sorry. Australian Respiratory, and then UGG. That's me talking about it. Those two up there. Oh, this is someone else. We just found another one. Like, this is one I didn't even find, right? This is David Fisher, attorney at law. Not looking good, David. Look at that. There's another one. I mean, this is just Australian Respiratory, and and this is what I get. In case you're saying, well, Jim, that attorney at law, he actually might be selling UGG boots on his website. Oh, yeah, fair point. Let's click on it. Let's have a look. No, 404 not found, but at some point, yeah, he was. And the funny thing is that he's an attorney, and I'll explain why it's funny, apart from just the obvious reasons. So this is what Google has cached, right? Oh, look at that. And it's a 302. It's moved us. It just automatically... Like, the cache couldn't even hold us there. It was actually in the cache. It was some sort of redirect in the cache. I'm not too sure about that, if that was a 302. I didn't check that one, but there you go. So what these guys are doing, these counterfeiters, they are basically ripping off every brand. Like, you can type in Rolex... Well, let's do it. So we can type in, say, Rolex.asp. I'm not even being clever about my search now, right? And well, actually, let's just say pages from Australia, Google, because I want to narrow the field a little bit. Look at that. Vietnamese government was one there that had been hacked. Oh, what's this? Oh no, that's actually a real story there. That looks like it's a real story there. These look like, a couple of these look like real stories. The ones in Australia there in that situation look like real stories. That's probably not a real story. Vietnamese government selling Rolex gold watches? Probably not. Yeah, there you go. Promgirl.de. It's just been redirected. So this is a government site in Vietnam. So this stuff is rife, right? If you want to have a look at Australia to see the Australian results, have a look at this. Do file type, all one word, :ASP. So we're saying to Google, we only want results where the file is a ASP page. That's what we're saying. You could also say in URL ASP, but that brings up other results. Like it might bring up, say, wasp.html. This brings up only files that end in .asp, right? And then you just, well, if you just want to do Australia, just go site:/AU, and then just say, and this is what the hackers are doing with robots, right? They'll just have this as an automated process. There'll be scripts running in the background on millions of servers around the world, and they will just do something similar to this, basically. File type ASP, site:/AU, so site's only from Australia, and we're looking for, well, let's just start with it so you can see the result. So here it's saying, and look, obviously there'll be some legitimate pages caught up in here, but I'm guessing that Cowra Soccer isn't selling UGG boots. That's my take. Let's have a look. Cowra Soccer UGG1.ASP kids, and this is what happens, right? So these guys, Cowra Soccer, HD Constructions was another one of them. The projectgroup.com.au out of Sydney was another one, where they've got these warnings in amongst them from this law firm, Greer, Burns and Crane, out of US, presumably. Yeah, right? And they're saying, this website is shut down. So if a potential client hits this page, probably not good for your brand. So let's now have a look to see where this is appearing, this notice. Whose sites in Australia? See, that one didn't move from Cowra Soccer. It was still a Cowra Soccer. It didn't redirect, right? So let's have a look and see. This is the second result. Same thing. Same result. Okay, so now what I want to do, I want to know where these guys, and I'll explain why that's probably there in a second. Let's just say, I'm going to Google that sentence with the same parameters. I want to see ASP files. See action boating, there's another one. They've got that same notice by the looks of it. Oh no, they've actually got rid of it now. They've actually fixed. So when you see a 404 like that, they've probably fixed it to some extent. But let's just remove that ASP. So what's probably happening here, there we go. Motherdriven.com.au, allens.com.au. Oh no, that's actually legitimate. So they're actually using the copyright law firm. So what's actually happening there and why that notice is appearing, say, in Cowra Soccer and HD Constructions, I think it was in the project.com.au, the projectgroup.com.au. That's not the project. There's a magazine, That's Life. I think it's owned by Pacific Magazines, I think it might even be part of the Channel 7 Yahoo group. They've been hacked. I'll show you that one in a second. So the reason that was in those other sites, that legal notice, is because the counterfeiters have probably just have got it automated so that they basically pick up the sites and replicate them around the place. This happens automatically. So if a law firm has managed to take seizure of one domain, doesn't matter. You can put all the notices up you like, and off you go. So last week I was thinking, because I hadn't had much time to look at it, I was thinking maybe they're just taking credit card details. No, they're not. They're actually selling product, rip-off product, and to the point where if you type in UGG Australia, you will see that one of the first things it says, beware of counterfeit products. It's that rife. And everyone knows, you can go to Bali, buy your rip-off Rolex, your rip-off Louis Vuitton, all that sort of stuff, all those sorts of things. This is what's now happening. This is where it's all moved to. And if you are not paying attention to your site, you could become a victim to it. They've got to move away from ASP soon because they've got to be running out of candidates, right? Have a look at this one. This is a lovely lady. I've spoken to her, and I spoke to a lot of these people last week and just rang them up and say, hey, you've been hacked. Of course, as soon as you say you're from an SEO company, they almost hang up on you anyway. So you've got to open with, hey, you've been hacked. That kind of gets their attention. So just show you this one. Avon Lodge. This is Kenneth and Ian, who I didn't speak to. I think I spoke to Kenneth's mum. And if I go site Avon Lodge, this is a bed and breakfast on Bribie Island in Queensland. Okay, they got 12,000 pages. Last week they had 25,000. So most of those you can see Burberry. What else we got there? Mont Blanc. They don't sell any of these products, kids. Cheap NFL jerseys. This gives you YSL. This gives you Michael Kors. This gives you some idea of the extent of this. This site's got about 5 pages. All right. The rest are counterfeiters. She didn't know they were there. She heard something about, or someone said something about it, but she didn't know they were there. So this is rife. Another one. There's so we got the Australian Respiratory Council. We've got the Royal Statistics. Let's go to that. That's funny. Royal Statistics conference, and let's just go UGG. See what happens. Royal Statistics. There you go. The UGG store careers. Look at that at the Royal Statistical Society. Dog UGG boots. The Royal Statistical Society. Seriously. And there's our post there. What about if you've been hacked by anything else? Let's have a look. Some of the other brands. Oh yes, they have. So far we've got Kors, we've got UGG boots. What are some of the other ones there? YSL. Oh, you don't believe me? You probably need some sort of... there you go. We'll just click on one of them. There you go. And off we go to... This one's a redirect, I think, from memory. Bagsfy. Right? Counterfeit. So you can see what they're doing. No longer $300. It's only $46.98 because it's a rip-off. And let's have a look at another one. Got another brand for me. YSL, that's the one I said, wasn't it? I mean, this is a rabbit hole. YSL, what is that? That's brought up nothing, I don't think. I don't think it has brought up anything. I know, it's not a word. So maybe we take out that word. This is Yves Saint Laurent, right? Oh no, we're off topic there now. So why don't we go Rolex? So far they're selling UGG boots. No, that's an award thing. So that's not them. Anyway, you get the idea. There's a lot of pages, a lot of sites. So 25,000 pages for Avon Lodge, right? That's a lot of content. Let's go. What was the other one we had? Site. The project group. Okay. I'm going to sneeze again. Seamless. Okay. The projectgroup.com.au, and then I think it was Kors. Let's have a look. So I emailed these guys last week and I said, look, you guys have been hacked, and you're selling, I think it was Kors bags, you can see there. So if you go to the cache, it's not coming up now. They've actually fixed it, and it was crawled. Oh, see, it was crawled on the 5th of October. That's a long time ago. But if you go here and you look at the of this one, if you look at the code, you can see there we've got some hidden code on this particular site. So this is the project group. Now I know they opened the email. They didn't respond to the email. I know several people opened the email because we've got this great little tool called Yesware, which tells us people opened it. I know they fixed some of it, but obviously there's some that's not fixed, and it's not fixed in the Google index. They may have fixed it on the site, but it certainly is not fixed in the Google index. So if you do get hit by this is a clear-cut situation where you need to go in and basically get Google to fetch the page again. All right, because that one was 5th of October, right? We're in, 19th of November, is it? Or something like that. So, I know what day it is. So, 19th of November. So, it's been a long time since Google's been to that page. And a lot of people ask me, what's a long time for Google Well, your homepage, you should be getting cached every couple of days at least. If you're not, it means that you're probably not updating enough, or it means that Google hates you. So 5th of October, Google doesn't love you right now. So that Michael, see, you can see here it says position is minus 9,999 pixels, which means it's down the road a bit. It's about a kilometre that way. That's where that piece of text appears by saying minus 9,999 pixels. Well, actually, that means up and over. So it's probably, yeah, a building down the street. Anyway, you get the idea. So there's a lot happening there in that people are getting smacked around. And I had no idea until Chris Thomas pointed out to me. So here's HD Constructions. Let's go for that. I want to see if we can find that. See if anybody else in Australia has been hit by, oh, not Avon Lodge. Anybody remember the name of that law firm? Was it Greer? This site may be hacked. And see, if you get this, you should be able to get rid of this within hours. We had it happen to a client last week, actually. So the client got hit by a plug-in hack, anyway, it was a hack. And the team here fixed it, Jen here fixed it, and she went straight back into Google and said, did the process inside Webmaster Tools. I won't go into it here. Let me know if you've been hacked and you've still got this message. Anyway, it was gone within hours. Okay, so for it to still be up there after I spoke to this this company last week means that the whole thing hasn't been done. But there are literally thousands of websites in Australia that this has actually happened to. Let's go do this. So, and most of them, it's because you're on a Microsoft server, as Matt Cutts pointed out. So, I'm not saying jump off a Microsoft server right now. Go and do that. No, because there are a lot of big content management systems out there that work perfectly well on a Microsoft server. If you're sitting on a server, though, and I've looked at a whole bunch of servers amongst this. So we've looked at, it's everything from Microsoft 2003 server through to, the latest one I've seen is Microsoft 2012 server. They are all using .asp pages, and it's a whole variety of IIS servers for the web server as well. So if you're the webmaster out there, patch everything, basically, if you're on Microsoft. But I have actually only seen it for .asp. So, but this is a big war. So, if you want to find this yourself, go site:/au, so pages from Australia, in my case, file, type, and I won't even put in a brand name. We'll see who comes up. Or what comes up. So Care for Kids. So there's plenty of pages here which do not look hacked. All right, there's plenty here that are using ASP. So it's not just hey, if you've got ASP, you've got to get rid of it. These pages aren't hacked. Let's have a look at another one. Let's have a look at well, actually, Care for Kids. Let's have a look at this one. We'll see what they've got. So what I'm doing here is I'm saying, just show me the Care for Kids, just show me the ASP pages, and now just show me ones that, I'm not seeing any page titles there immediately. I reckon that site's clean. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, that site's clean. Just some bad tagging. What else we got? Yep, that looks okay. Family text, yeah. I'm not seeing any brand names in there, but I will just throw a brand name in there just to check. So most popular one seems to be UGG, so we'll go with that. By the way, I did reach out to UGG, but UGG are probably just sick of it, right? They didn't respond. Spoke to a lot of people though. Yeah, so nothing there for care for kids. So you can see though, this thing is rife. And if you are affected by it, there's a number of things you have to do. First, you've got to patch your server, obviously. Then you've got to, it's up to you and your webmaster how you want to do this, but if it was me and my server, I'd be moving hosting companies, I'd be moving web servers, I'm not saying it's the hosting company's fault, I'm just saying like to sleep at night and have a bit of peace of mind, that's what I'd be doing. And of course, I haven't built anything in ASP since about 1996, so, and the reason for that is that I just find a more support and a more secure and better performing environment in Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP. But that's just me, because I know that, what is it, Cycle, Business Catalyst, I think there might be, there's plenty of big enterprise content management systems that work perfectly well on Microsoft. So it's up to you. That is it for today's show. Don't forget to book for the webinar. Don't go anywhere. Do you remember that number? It was well, I'll just, hang on. It was, let's see. It was attendee.gotowebinar.com/register 3383987930517362 690. Correct. See you next week. Thanks. Bye.